So welcome everyone on this online wave, female wave of change, past, present and future. My name is Ingoen Bol and I'm one of the founders of the Female Wave of Change, and we're really, we love it that you're online tonight. I have some messages that people will be a little bit later, but we're just going to start. Really great evening because well, we are celebrating a little bit that we have our first year almost at an end, so that's really great. And if we see what has been happening over the past year, we're so excited, and especially to know that there are so many things going to happen in the next year. So you will hear a lot more about it. You will hear the board members speak, ambassadors. We have some partners. So you will hear a lot of people who will tell you, will share their experience with the Female Wave of Change, and tell you all about what will be happening in the future. So really great to have you. I see a lot of familiar faces. So great to see you and to have you online. Well, why this Female Wave of Change? Why did we start this this venture almost a year ago? Well, you know, we live in a world of change, and we really feel that if we really want to make a change and want to create a better world, we really need that feminine energy and those feminine values. So that's most important fact. And we want to grow that group of female change makers and leaders, women who take responsibility for their future, their own future, but also the future of their families, their communities, the countries, the world. How are we doing this? We want to create awareness. We want to connect with women worldwide, and not just we want to connect with women, but also with organizations. We will share more about it. We want to share our knowledge and experience, very important, very feminine value. And we want to embrace change and transform that into new opportunities. And before I continue, I want to share a message by one of our ambassadors, Tina Thompson. She's from the US, New York. She has a very important board of directors meeting today, so she hates it that she cannot be present here. But we have this wonderful message here, and we used it before, and it's so strong. I want to share it with you again. So this will be share my screen, and it will be Tina talking.
Tina Thompson. And I'm speaking to you from New York City. I was asked to answer the question, why Female Wave of Change? For me, that answer is simple. I do not want to ever be asked in a couple of years' time what I did to effect change. I want to be involved. I want to leave a better world. And as cliched as that sounds, the world is a mess. And it's up to us to do something about it instead of standing on the sidelines and complaining. I also would like to quote someone I admire, the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He sat next to a friend of mine recently at a luncheon at the United Nations. And when she asked him what it will take to change the world, he answered, a revolution of the women of the world. And so I invite you to join us. Join myself and my fellow ambassadors around the world. Let's take hands and make change. Because if not me and you, then who?
Hello everybody, my name
Well, that's Tabello, and we will hear more about her later on. So I'm going to stop share my screen. Yes, that was Tina, very strong. And you know what has been happening over the past couple of months, because we only started in January of this year, I feel so special, so proud, so grateful that so many powerful women have committed to the female wave of change. And you will hear more about it in the next hour, because there will be more women connecting and becoming ambassadors and partners. So we'll share more about it. So what have we been doing so far since January 1st? Because, well, on January 1st, we thought it would just be a local thing, and we would just organize this local event in the Netherlands. But that was not going to happen. The minute we started sharing information about the female wave of change, there was this global community connecting with us and asking us, well, what are you going to do and how can we join? Well, that was the minute that we thought, well, this is not going to be a local event. This is not going to be a local community. This is going to be bigger. So global. So what have we been doing so far? Well, of course, we have been building that network of women worldwide. And of course, we have been doing that on the social media, online and offline, and that has really been great. We started already in February of this year with all the online waves, because we saw these women connecting and we said, well, you know, we have to start giving. So we started giving with the online waves, started sharing knowledge, experience, wisdom, and creating awareness. By now, these online waves are almost weekly, so we'll talk more about that later on. Of course, we had the global kickoff on September 19th, and we had to do a lot of work because we started with 4 people, and the minute that it became bigger, it wasn't 4 anymore, it was 2. So there were 2 women, and Sandra will join us I think in a couple of, in half an hour, because it is her mother's birthday, turning 75, but she has been doing loads of work in the first 9 months of the organization. And most of the time we have been working, the 2 of us, with the help and the dedication of our ambassadors worldwide. But that global kickoff on September 19th was really very exciting. We had great speakers, young speakers, older speakers, speakers from all over the world, and we just loved what happened. There was so much energy and so much feminine energy, feminine values, and it was a big success. So thank you for everyone who has been joining us. And of course, we have been building that network of ambassadors. That network of ambassadors that we really need. That's our door into the new areas, into those countries. They are the face of the female wave of change in the areas, in the countries. So what I would like to do now is I would like to welcome Tabello. And Tabello is our ambassador from South Africa. She joined us a couple of months ago. It's one of the connections. She was a referral by Tina. And by the way, I want to welcome also, because I saw that Elizabeth Werchter is online. She's also joining us in this way. Elizabeth was the one who contacted us with Tina, so thank you very much. And Tabello, again, you know, it's a lot of referrals. Tabello, the floor is yours. What is your background? Just share us a little bit and why you choose to become part of the female wave of change.
Good evening. Can you hear me, Ingun, and everybody? Great. Okay, so let me just, I wrote a couple of notes because when you asked me to speak, I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? So here it goes. Greetings to everyone from a warm, very warm South African summer evening. I'm delighted, pardon?
Tabello, can I ask you, is there a chance that you can turn on your camera?
Okay, I'm not on camera.
We'd love to see you.
Let me know if I'm
Yes,
on. Oh,
there
yeah.
you are.
Hello.
Welcome.
Great. Okay, let me continue on that. So again, greetings from a warm summer evening. We've been having beautiful weather in our country recently. And for those of us that are up in Johannesburg and Pretoria, we've also had some very good rains. I'm delighted to be sharing a bit about myself with you all. I've been called by a couple of my friends the calm one in the group of friends because of my calm, quiet nature that they say that I have. Though sometimes I wonder if they're telling me the truth or they're just, trying to get me out of the way. I'm based in Pretoria in South Africa. I studied law and philosophy. However, most of my work life, I have been spending it in the human resources and mostly learning and development fields. I've worked for a couple of organizations in South Africa, including the electricity supply company, Eskom, including the company that manages the airports in South Africa, the Airports Company South Africa. I'm currently working as a project director for a customized executive education provider, which is an American company having several companies across the world. And I'm part of the team that is in the Joburg office service in South Africa and Africa as a whole continent. I am a mother of 6 children. However, all my 6 children are in heaven. So when people look at me and they see me alone and they say, don't you have children? That's become now my answer, that I'm a mother of 6 children who are all in heaven. Somehow in all the companies that I've worked for, I've always had the responsibility of developing women in the areas of diversity, self-leadership, and making sure that we help them raise their voices so that their voices are heard, and not being ashamed of who they are and the value that they bring to their teams, to their families, and to the work environment. I've traveled a lot in Africa and internationally, especially working in the business development space, particularly in the airports environment. For those of you that follow me on Facebook and social media, you'll know that I'm a keen golfer. And that is my time to be quiet, to be with nature, and to enjoy the beautiful weather that we have in South Africa. But also lately, playing golf has helped me meet quite a number of women and men that, have really expanded my knowledge around who we are as a country, what is happening in our country, and also what's happening around the world. So why did I join the Female Wave of Change, other than the fact that Tina did a very good job of convincing me to be part of this wave? I think for me, it was the fascination of being part of a global group of women who are dedicated to developing and growing others across the world. I also believe in the vision of building bridges, sharing knowledge, and creating new opportunities together. It's also exciting to be able to see women using technology to connect with each other. I don't know about you, but so far I had been using social media for personal reasons. And now all of a sudden I'm on social media and using technology to be able to connect on more serious issues and connecting with women from across the world. So I found it to be a very productive perspective that otherwise, I think if I had not been part of a Female Wave of Change, it's something that I may not have, developed a lot on. So I'm looking forward to being part of this movement and seeing its success, both in the continent, but also across the world. And I'd like to thank Ingun, Sandra, and Tina for the support that they've provided so far. And I thank you for your time and listening to me in this evening. I look forward to hearing more about the other ambassadors that we have online. Thank you, Ingun.
Well, thank you very much, Tabella. We're really looking forward to hear more from what is happening in South Africa. And I know that all these first contacts, and it's happening already. But, I always see things bigger than maybe they are, but, how bigger can it be than global? And I see this happening, that we just travel from one country to the other and do all events and meeting the women. And, you know, it's very exciting. So it's so great to have you here on this call. Tabella, thank you. It will be Mariska. She's one of our board members, our most recent board members, and she has something to share.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. I think Ingun and I were pressing the button at the same time, so it was off and on and off and on. I'm very happy to have joined the Female Wave of Change. A few months back, I think just 2 or 3 weeks before we had the global kickoff, I was introduced to Ingun, who was looking for a female specialist on blockchain and Bitcoin. And that's how we started communicating. And I think already in the first conversation that I had with Ingun and Sandra, there was this click, like, if we want things to change in this world, it is on us. It is not by leaning back and waiting for others to take action, to take steps. We all have a responsibility. I am a mother. I am a grandmother since this year. And I think that if we don't do anything, there's not much earth, not much future left for next generations. In a society where everyone has become more and more self-centered, it is time to teach people again how to share and how to care. So when I was asked to join the boards, there was a quick yes. But I also know that I have a very busy life as an entrepreneur, as a chief compliance officer for a Bitcoin mining company. So I took a few weeks to run along with the other ladies, with Anna Marike, with Sandra, with Ingun, to get more of a sense of who they are, how they communicate, and how we meet. And I haven't regretted accepting the position. I'm very proud, very happy, because I believe in helping people to get the maximum out of themselves and the maximum out of life. And to do that in a way that you can do good for others. So it's completely in line with what the Female Wave of Change stands for. Also, being an advocate for Bitcoin, I think that also is in line, because if we are looking at a global organization, it means that we don't stop at a country border. We need to solve issues that we see that are cross-border. Blockchain, Bitcoin is cross-border. So it's really a drastic change in how society is operating that we can all be part of. And I think that is exciting, that is fascinating. Cryptocurrency, feminine energy in moving change forward, highly underestimated over the last few centuries. So, ladies, I think we have some work to do here. Ingun started this wonderful foundation, supported by Sandra. They have put in a lot of hours, a lot of work. And as all the other board members, we still do that voluntarily. There's no income for all of us. But we do have to make expenses as a foundation. And we're not talking about our personal remuneration. No, we're talking about simple expenses in order to keep a website alive, in order to get business cards. So I really want everyone to encourage your own network to become either a supporter, a friend, or a best friend of the Female Wave of Change, because that will help us to really put that firm foundation where we can start working on other passive income streams. We have already started mind mapping. We have put the first steps in getting these things done, but we cannot do it without support. And it's very simple. We need some financial support as well. And of course, first we look at our ambassadors, at our specialist wave makers, at our wave makers, but also for them to reach out to their network, to introduce this foundation with them, to make them more aware, to make them join our online waves, so we really start spreading the brands of the female wave of change while increasing contributions and donations. And of course, we will be adding a donation Bitcoin button to the website in the very near future as well. We have to. I mean, this is 2017, almost 2018. We have a lot of work to do. Personally, I really look forward in getting things done, getting things moving. And when I look at each and every one of you, I think I'm not alone there, that we are building a firm community of change makers. This world needs you. So that's my contribution for now. And I look forward to getting deeper in touch with each and every one of you going forward into the new year. Ingo, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I just told Anne-Marijke you're going to go way after her. But thank you very much. Well, you must have understood she's our treasurer. And we are working really hard to get our business model, and we are getting help from, and that's really great, from serial entrepreneurs, people really working on startups and getting these business models done. So we're really excited about each and every one that responds so positively about the female wave of change and offers to help. So that will be great. We have tomorrow morning again another session on sustainable income streams. Well, next one is Anne-Marijke, also part of our board of the Female Wave of Change, and some of you who were on the global kickoff who have already met her. Anne-Marijke, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Ingo. Good evening, everybody. Well, as Ingo said, my name is Anne-Marijke, and I live in the Netherlands with my husband and 2 boys, 10 and 12 years old. And besides I'm a mother and a wife and a friend for a lot of people, I'm also an entrepreneur for 14 years now in change management. And during very many assignments, I met so many ladies and young ladies who ask, how are you doing it? How come you run a business, you are a wife, and you have nice children? So I met a lot of people, women especially, who were afraid to take the next step in their career because they were afraid of combining all the tasks in life. So I wrote a book about that, Female Leadership at the Office. And after a few months of launching, I met the Female Wave of Change online. And that was the first time that I met people who were thinking globally and wanted to inspire young women all over the globe, to get the best out of themselves. So that's really something that hits the button to join. So I called, I believe, Ingo and Sandra, and we had a good meeting online, and I just jumped in. And yes, it's true what Mariska says, we do it all voluntarily, so sometimes it is busy. We want a lot, we have a lot of wish, we want to accomplish a lot. There are a lot of things happening, as Ingo told you. So what I told them is that we do need structure. Because it's an organic growth, it's going fast, it's going globally, we're going to meet a lot of people, so we do need a CRM system, we do need processes, we do need structure. It's not always fun, it's not our core business, but we do need it to make Female Wave of Change big. So that's why we started the Inner Circle, and with the Inner Circle we are connecting people and building a team that helps the board on the background. So I would like to introduce a few names and a few people who already told us they want to help us out. First of all is Mieke Versteeg. She just joined us recently as our first VA, virtual assistant, and she will help us out with the meetings and getting stuff out of hand of Sandra, who's doing so much work. Mieke is a approved personal assistant, and she works globally, and she works in a support management. Then we have Monique Vinker. Monique is an experienced controller with a demonstrated history of working in finance and globally as well, huge offices, and she's really good in accounting, so that's what we need as well. Then we have Marta Dauma, you're in as well. Hi Marta, really nice to see you online. She's contagious with writing, so she's helping us out with blogs which touch the female wave of change. Is it about the Me Too discussion? Is it about politics? Is it about normal things in life? She writes blogs, and she puts them on the website herself. Talking about the website, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Then we have marketing, Karen van den Berg. She's helping us out on the background with the website. And we have Reina Heckman, who wants to join us. As she's entrepreneur for several years, and she's helping out with, she's really good with training and personal development. So she's a great asset for our academy that we do want to start in the future. Sandra will tell all about the academy later this evening. Before we can realize that, we do have the inner circle, but we also need a system. Because how do we want to work together worldwide? Are we going to use Google Drive? Which project management tool are we going to use? Are we going to use WhatsApp? Are we going to use Zendesk, Sanasa, any system? There are so many Pardip. We're working with Pardip at the moment. So there are a lot of systems. I thought I could manage that before the 1st of January. That's not going to happen. But we are working on it, and I'm creating a team around me so we can establish a solid foundation for the female wave of change, so that grow can become easy, and we can use our network, and we do have our database, which we can use for business as well, so we can earn some money. That makes circle around. That's about the inner circle. Looking in for tools. Trying to squeeze it all in personal life and business life, and we'll work hard on it. So I'm looking forward to 2018 to manage to get that solid foundation so that we can grow much faster as we do now. So that's for now. Can I go back to Ingun?
Yes, thank you. Very happy to have you both on board. These strong women. And you know, a couple of weeks ago we had a workshop with the team, the board, and it was all about also our characters and our talents and things like that. And Anna Marijke's challenge is the structure, and I hate structure. We'll get there. We'll get there. Well, we need to, because we are getting bigger and bigger. Well, for me, it's all about the present. You know, what are we doing right now? We are expanding our network on social media, and what Mariska also said. Well, you know, we need that network to grow, and we know there's so many women already following us. But you know, if you're enthusiastic about the female wave of change, invite your friends and make us grow, so that we can reach out to many, many, many more women worldwide. We are also expanding our network of ambassadors and wave makers. We are focused on having ambassadors in each and every country. Some countries are so big that we need more than one ambassador, but the wave makers also, ambassador is more the face of the female wave of change, opening doors, who has the network, very strong personality. And the wave makers in the country, the wave makers are more the people who organize events, who get groups of women together and things like that. So if you know people who really would like to join us and participate in whatever we're doing, then please get in touch. Or if you know someone, please let us know. And we are, and that's very important, we are expanding our network of partners. And, you know, if we can do, there's this African proverb, if you say, if you go alone, you can go fast. If you go together, you will go further. And we choose to connect to a lot of women organizations worldwide, so we can expand our network to faster, that's one, but also to learn from each other and to, you know, to uplift each other, and that's very important. And so far, we have been, we have partnerships with very interesting organizations. There is, the first one was IWEC, and that was, we were introduced to IWEC by Tina, our ambassador in New York. IWEC is the International Women Entrepreneurs Challenge, a worldwide organization started by the Chambers of Commerce that has a network of very, very, very successful women entrepreneurs worldwide. And where we were very, well, not surprised, but very grateful that they wanted to be our partner, well, and see where we get things, where we get things further. You know, they have our role models, they have mentors, and we love to connect with them. There's more coming from IWEC, but I will tell you later. We have a partnership with VOW Global, and that was initiated by Bonnie Facio. She's one of our ambassadors. She's online ambassador from Switzerland, and I hope we have time to hear her speak. But the VOW is very much focused also to the voices of women, and they have radio programs, they have TV channel, they have podcasts, and they really want to help us set up our podcasting. So that's very important. We have not anything like that, so that's part of the future. Near future, I must say. We have a partnership already with the Future Builders. That's a very local organization here in the Netherlands, in Nijmegen, with a very, well, a relatively small group of entrepreneurs, 25 entrepreneurs, but successful women entrepreneurs focused on sustainability. And, you know, that's very important. Well, as Female Wave of Change, we embrace the global goals of sustainable development. So we loved it when they reached out and said we want a partnership with the Female Wave of Change. Very interesting. We are in the final stages of finalizing a partnership with Jump Movement. Jump Movement has a tool, a very simple 7-step program where women can take the next step themselves. You know, it's very simple, and we will be able, and that's very exciting, we will be able to use it for free worldwide. And we can use it online, we can use it in communities, we can use it in small setting, we can use it in executive boards. It has a lot of potential, so we're really happy that, well, the signatures will be there this week, so we will announce it on the website very, very, very soon. We're talking with GFU, that's a Global Institute for Extraordinary Women, who have been doing a global summit a couple of weeks ago, and that's also, there's a meeting right now that's well, some of our ambassadors and wave makers will join us in a couple of minutes, because that will take, well, it's almost finished right now. But that's a very interesting organization also, with very strong women leaders in that organization. And what is very happy to announce that, also already decided, but waiting for getting things online. I just told you about IWEC, the International Women Entrepreneurs Challenge. They have each and every November, they have a very special event where they give awards to special women entrepreneurs. And this year, one of the awards went to a woman in Afghanistan. And I don't know if you have seen the video that I posted on our Facebook page. very impressive lady, and she is doing, she has her own company, construction company, male environment in Afghanistan, where women are not allowed to own anything. Very impressive what she has been doing so far. Is building a very strong business, but also next to that, she is building a organization stand up for Afghan academic women. So she has a academic program, an education program, training program to teach women all kinds of, to teach them for jobs. Education in Afghanistan is terrible. 80% of the people in Afghanistan are not educated. So she really felt very strong about educating women. We're going to have a partnership with the Stand Up for Afghan Academic Women organization. So very special. And Manisa Paktin, the woman who is building her business there and won the award, she will be our ambassador. So it's so, this is great that these things are happening, that one organization is one of our partners, you just link, and women are so excited. And when she was talking, or we were talking about partnership, one of the main things that she said, this is so great, because if we have a partnership, I do not feel alone anymore. And, it can be so easy to reach out to other communities and other women. And I'm really excited about it. And today I was talking to a woman, she tells she's an activist, Nyari in Zimbabwe. Tag a Life organization, very impressive organization that she's building over there. Also a very male environment, and but she is doing everything that she can to. For instance, she had she was launching a campaign today to get every child a basic education starting January 1st, and that's very soon, she knows, but especially also over there, it's people need to be educated. There is people without work right now, an unemployment rate of 90%. You cannot even imagine this, coming from this area here, and the economy is really going well, but they have an unemployment rate of 90%. So we will have a next meeting next week to see what we can do together and share, get a partnership to and find an ambassador there in that area. Well, this is so exciting, it's. And I always post these things on Facebook and on LinkedIn. We are so grateful that these powerful women from all over the globe are reaching out, and we can get things done together. And the message that Tina sent in this first video that we showed, that Desmond Tutu, he said, we need a revolution. We need a revolution of women. Women are connecting. This is our time. And you see it with a lot of things happening. We have seen the women's marches in the beginning of this year. We have seen the Me Too events, or what is happening there. Women are ready, they're sitting on they're ready to jump up and to join us, to join whatever group in the world. So we really need to take advantage of that. Well, I'm talking a little bit slow because Jody Calvert should be online by now, and she was she's the founder of VOW Global. And of course, I can ask Bonnie to tell a little bit more about VOW Global, because she's on the council of VOW Global and she connected us.
And I'm here too.
Oh, you are? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the introduction, and thank you, Bonnie, for introducing me to Ingun, because this is wonderful. I love what you guys are doing with Female Wave of Change. And it is time. I love hearing what you're saying, because every woman around the world is feeling it. It's like the 100th monkey. You know, every woman knows that this is the time. We've been waiting for this. And so we're all connecting. And it's like, we don't want to do it alone. We want to do it together. And what I've been doing is, I've been working on the internet since 1994. And what I created an online TV radio network in 2004 called FMG Network. And it was primarily to help women get their voices out. Then I decided, well, I just want to focus on that and make sure people understand it. So I created VOW, which is Voices of Women Media. So VOW is Voices of Women. So I have VOWglobal.com is the main site. I have VOW Radio. We're doing VOW Talks, which are women's stories. We also have VOW School. We just launched VOW Press, which is a book publishing company, and we're doing VOW Speakers Bureau. So the idea is, it's like, what kind of platform does a woman want or need to get her voice out? So there's podcasting, there's radio, there's TV, there's books, and there's speaking. So we provide all those platforms. And by doing that, it's like one leads to the other. So once a woman gets out there and starts maybe doing podcasting or radio, she starts getting her voice heard. She gets a presence. She starts getting that confidence. She moves into television, and then she wants to go on stage. Our priority is to start getting women into areas that they're the most passionate about. So if they want to do politics, or they want to do business, or they want to help nonprofits, whatever it is, then we provide those platforms to get their voices out. And then we also, by having book publishing, one of the things that we found as a speaker is by having a book, it's kind of like the modern day business card. You have to have that book to get out there. So we're looking at what women need to make sure that they get that presence. What my main thing is, I want to get as many women out there as possible. So I just launched a Pay What You Can podcast class. So January 9th through 30th. If you could just pay $1, that's fine. Come to a class. It's once a week for an hour, and I teach the basics of podcasting, get you podcasting, and that's the first step. I think that if we get as many women out there just having a voice, letting them know how to start, that gets that machine running, and then they're going to get that confidence up. They're going to be speaking out more. And it's like, this is a global event. We have to work together. And I love for all of you guys to come in. I want to work with Female Wave of Change, create a radio network for you, get your guys' shows going, get you out. Let's do this together, because it's no fun alone, and it's not going to happen if we try to do it alone. Thank you. I can't hear you, sweetie.
I mute myself. I'm sorry. That's lesson 1. We are so excited to partner up with your organization, and there's so much to learn. And setting up a TV channel or radio, podcasting, it was on our plan. It was in our plan of the future, and so it's really something we're looking for. So please send us the information about the podcasting thing, because I do believe, and I think that here in the Netherlands and in Europe, it's more and more, they want all these live stream, and you want, that people, that you see each other. But I do believe that podcasting is, it can be really big also here. So let's get the word out.
Well, on the average, a woman listens to about 5 podcasts per day, an average businesswoman. This is a stat, the stats here in the US. Yeah. So it's like, so what they're doing is, when they're commuting, they're downloading podcasts, and they're listening to podcasts on their way to work and on their way home. So it's a perfect way to get in front of women and get your message out there. And one of the things too is, like, I would like to work with you guys on this, is because I've created a community. And instead of, like, I love the structure that you guys are building, because one of the things that I'm looking at is I created these circles inside of vowcommunity.com. And there's one in politics, there's causes, there's travel, business. So then what we're going to do is, and I got this from Bonnie, is because a mentorship, because if you put these women in a circle and just say, here, get it, just go do it, nothing happens. So you have to have accountability. You have to have somebody that's going to be a mentor in each circle, and then look like, this is what we want to accomplish. These are the things that we need to do. And everybody works together. It's like energy. You put all energy into one forceful movement forward, it will go somewhere. If it's all scattered, it goes nowhere. And that's what happens a lot of times when people get together. They all want something to change, but unless they can really focus that energy, it just becomes stagnant. So I love the structure that you're building, because that's so important.
Well, thank you, Jody. And since your name has been mentioned so often, Bonnie, please introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here tonight. My name is Bonnie Facio, and I met Ingun, years ago, probably 8 years ago in Los Angeles, when we were both invited to the same conference. And it's just natural for us to want to merge our energies here, because at the same time that Ingun co-launched Female Wave of Change, I launched Inspired Women Lead, which is another movement to positively transform the world that we live in through mentoring. And it's a simple model where each woman is mentored for 6 months by another woman from a different culture and a different country. And it is in authentic feminine leadership. It's completely free. At the end of the 6 months, she then mentors another woman from another culture. And what's so exciting is it doubles every 6 months. And the women who mentor once are tending to want to remain and mentor yet another woman and another woman. And which makes me go every now and again, because we're growing at such a rate that we have to be changing the thinking around it all the time as to how we can capture this feminine essence that's so special and not lose it due to numbers, but to keep this very, very personal. So if there's one thing I want to say tonight, it's thank you to Female Wave of Change, because what this is all about, and the reason I'm so pleased to be a part of it, is women connecting with women, women encouraging, supporting, uplifting other women in the world. We're no longer these, what did they used to call us? It started with a B, I think. And fighting each other. That's not it anymore. We really are collaborating, loving each other, and moving together as I would say, unbeatable mass of positive, transformative energy that I believe is truly going to turn this world into the one we dream of, which, if I can end with this, is one of peace, collaboration, and understanding, where every individual is valued and respected for her uniqueness. Thank you. I get teary every time. But it's true. It's what we're all here for. And what's so beautiful is every person who has spoke has shared her uniqueness that she brings to the table here. Because if we were all alike, this would be not so interesting. It's like the circles that Jody was just referring to. She's not going to be putting together people that all think alike. They'll have a common interest, but they'll be coming with all this individualization, these personal characteristics and uniqueness, and that's how we're moving the world forward. I just say God bless each and every one of, I'll say us, because I'm going to put myself in there too. But thank you, Wave of Change, Female Wave of Change.
Well, thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie has been my personal coach since day one of the Female Wave of Change, because I was going everywhere. It was all these plans and getting it bigger and bigger and bigger. And she was like, oh. And we love it. So every time there's this aha moment that we think, okay, I just see your book in the background, Age Esteem. I don't know if you just, we posted on the Female Wave of Change on the Female Wave of Change Facebook group why all the women will rule the world. The future is female. And it's especially the 50+ generation that will rule the world. I think so. We really need the younger women to step into their leadership. You know, it's their future, but I do believe that we still have so much work to be done. Thank you, Bonnie. And I hope that by now we have, yes, Sandra, she's back. I hope you had a great celebration of your mother's birthday. So the floor is yours.
Yes, we did. I'm just here for about 10 minutes now, so I'm still full with food. Well, it was a special day for us. It's her 75th birthday, so we wanted to share it with her 2 daughters, so we had dinner. Therefore, I'm a bit late, but nevertheless, I wanted to be here together with you. And, well, my name is Sandra, as you already heard. Member of the board from the beginning, involved from the beginning with the Female Wave of Change. Simply because Ingun contacted me that she had an idea and she wanted to put something together and needed women to do this. And we worked before in other women's events, and one of the events that also brought Bonnie and Ingun together, I believe. Well, I think that if we bring more balance between feminine and masculine values and energy in the world, this world would be a much better place for each and every one, because we do more together, we help each other, we share, we care, we have more compassion, and I think that is sometimes lacking in this world, and that will bring us further instead of trying to beat someone else because I want to be better. No, we are good all together, so if we do it together, we will achieve much more. So that's what I believe, and that's why I am part of the Female Wave of Change. What we are doing, and we've done so much in the first year. You've probably talked about this already, but it's amazing in 1 year what we have put together and how many women we met and are still meeting. Because she's not on the website yet. I don't know, Ingun, if you told them about, I forgot her name, the lady from Afghanistan, who has just joined us as an ambassador. Well, that's amazing. So many women are finding Female Wave of Change because we bring something together that many women are looking for. We work together with all those organizations, VOW, the organization of Bonnie, IWAC. We've seen so many things, but now how can we bring even more to the table? And that's what we're going to do in the coming periods. We're going to put together an academy. At least we're exploring the opportunities of an academy. We have the first meeting coming Monday. And we have that with ambassadors, board members, someone from the inner circle, someone from outside of the office, a man joining us as well. But he has a lot of feminine values and energy as well. So we don't know what that's going to bring. We have to explore. What do we want to put to the table? What do we want to add in value to this world, to the women, and even also men? So that's going to be on our list for the coming period. And we're going to share more if we can share more with you, because we don't have anything yet, besides lots of ideas. Another thing that we're working on, and part of it is already on the website, that's the library. We are putting together a list of inspiring and interesting books. Some of them are from our own ambassadors and board members, but we also put books of men on the list, like the Finding My Virginity of Richard Branson, Start With Why of Simon Sinek, but also the book of Anne Marijke, Everyday's Champagne. So there is a variety of books, and it's just the beginning. It's just about 10 books that we have right now. It's going to be more and more. There will also, in the future, I don't know how soon we have that together, a closed part of a member part for the library, where we will share all kind of inspirational papers, ebooks. I don't know what exactly it's going to be yet, for our members. We're going to find a way to put a membership together. That's also coming in the future. And the other thing that we're exploring at the moment is the way of how can we bring all parties that are coming to us together, organizations that are looking for a team or a person who can help them in a certain way. We have that team or the knowledge within us, the people around us within the organization or just outside of the organization, and we want to bring them together like an intermediate or a liaison, how you want to call it. So we're going to help other people by bringing parties together. And that's what all the Female Wave of Change is about. Doing it together, not just letting people wander around, but bring them together, help them further. So that's a little tip that we have for you in the future, just a little bit. And as soon as, and I hope it will be very soon, because there's so much people who want to be part of it. I know I'm going to see Monday. Tabello, you're going to be there Monday nights. I think Ingun is there, Anna Marijke. We have Tina coming in for the academy. Saskia is going to be there. So there's so many inspiring women joining and want to bring that academy alive. So that's the first focus point, what on my concern. And I hope we can bring some news about what's it going to be soon. And I know, Ingun, there's something else as well that's going to be coming soon. Do you want to say more about it, about the mastermind groups?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new things coming, but it's not there yet. It's all in the future. It's all new. It's all exciting. And I hope you join us in that.
Well, that's going to be the near future. Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you, Sandra. And I want to express again, and I did it in the beginning of the meeting, you know, the first 9 months of this organization, of building the Female Wave of Change, this was, you know, we were partners in crime. It was almost the two of us who built everything. And Sandra at that time has been doing a lot of work in the background and creating all the websites and the platform and things like that. And she's really ready now to step forward and to step into the light and take the stage. So it's really good to have you on board. Well, before I start talking about a little bit of what 2 more projects, I want to give the stage to someone else. And you know, we said we were building this network of ambassadors, and you know, you always have these ambassadors. They are there for their knowledge, for their experience, and then there's these ambassadors who come in and just start doing and creating a lot of energy and asking a lot of questions and getting us on our tippy toes. So we should do this and we should do that. But that was Rula. And Rula, she contacted us over the summer. And she said, well, you know, I want to start and I want to be the ambassador for the Middle East. I'm going to open up the Middle East because you will not be able to do that and I have to do that. So I love the energy in the Middle East and the energy that is being created by Rula. And she already is building a huge team. And we just love to see what will be going on in 2018. So Rula, the floor is yours. We don't hear you. No. No, you're unmuted. Your microphone and everything is on, but we don't hear you. Can you maybe log in using another device, your phone or something else? Or use a headset that maybe your microphone is, oh, it's there?
You can
okay.
select it. You can select your audio.
Take off your, don't use your headset.
It's better now?
Yes, now we can hear you. It's not too loud, but...
I'm trying to connect here, let me check. It's better now?
Are you hearing me? So I will...
Is there something else,
okay.
Another device there?
It's okay. I removed from the computer and I'm now on the phone.
Yes, that's better. Yeah.
That's better. Okay. So I was saying that I'm so happy that I'm here tonight with you, ladies, and really we have a lot to do. While I took some notes later on because we need to go into action later also for different ambassadors and to mix and match our know-how. So concerning, for me, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own team building company and I'm a team and relationship coach. And when I called Ingun, I knew about Female Wave of Change by online. And I was really interested that we want to do something reliable in the Middle East. And we have a lot of potential, but maybe sometimes that since in the Middle East, it's not so easy to have the woman voice heard. I felt that maybe if we go globally, it will have a better impact. And since I'm an activist in different NGOs and I have a good network, so I asked Ingun and Sandra to go through the Middle East once and for all to cover it. And this is how it happens. I start to talk about Female Wave of Change either in Lebanon, because I'm a Lebanese and living in Lebanon, or in the different countries all over. So already we have an ambassador in Lebanon and another one in Qatar and another one in Jordan. Tomorrow I have a meeting with a potential ambassador for Syria, and during the vacation we'll be having another meeting for a potential ambassador for Dubai. So, so far now we're connecting. Yesterday I had a TV interview on international as satellite TV, and it will be spread on the 24th of December. And since it will be for covering the Arab regions, so I was talking also about our mission vision and what are our goals especially. And I asked if someone is interested, let her or him get in contact with me directly. And this is what happened also 2-3 weeks ago. I was selected to talk about Female Wave of Change on a panelist and the occasion of the Women Entrepreneurship Day, the WED. Also, it's an international organization based at New York. And we had to celebrate this day in Lebanon, and they called me to talk more about what is exactly Female Wave of Change. And now after January, maybe we will be we will be meeting to check how we can cooperate strongly on local basics as Lebanon, and international. Later on, they will be in touch directly with the base camp, Ingo and Sandra, and the whole story there. So we have a lot to do. Already we did an ice-breaking meeting with the other ambassadors. They are so excited, and each lady has her own potential. Now we will be building that our wave makers in every country. For example, Lebanon, the ambassador of Lebanon decided already to have at least 9 wave makers in Lebanon. And in order to work on a big event during the year, we didn't decide yet the timing, just I saw that we might have a global event on April. So maybe we can joint effort and go inside this event all together in the Middle East to have a special part, maybe in a way. I don't know. Just an idea that that happened. I didn't discuss it yet with the other ladies. So the 3 ladies say hi to you. They couldn't make it tonight. Everyone is committed already, but they are really like energetic in order to move forward. Since for me, it's not only about parole, so I go directly to action. And sometimes I asked a lot from Ingun, but because also me, I like something like and that I like the structure. Whenever we have a structure for something so global, it's easier for everyone not to have different ideas, or at least the guidelines. Later on, it will be adapted depending on the country or the culture or whatever. So that's all for now for me, and the floor is yours, Ingun. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Rula. I really love your energy, and you're right. You're not talking a lot, but there's so much action, and I really love that. And with Shada, Hala, and Noor on board, it's we're getting this group together. Names in this situation, I know them now. They are quite easy. The last names is terrible, but that's when you work with women from all over the world. These names. It's but I like it. It's a challenge for me. But well, thank you, Rula, and we really we love it to have you on board, because there's so much energy going on there. And you are right. For us to reach out to women in the Middle East or in the Arabic-speaking countries, that it really would be a challenge. So it's really great that someone. And you had this recording of your speech when you were in the panel of the WET a couple of weeks ago, and she sent it to us, and there was this mixture of Arabic and English and French, and it was all mixed together, and we couldn't really make out what it was going on, but it was every other sentence, it was female wave of change, female wave of change, female wave of change. And we thought, well, it's okay. It's happening. She's creating waves, so that's good. But thank you so much for being your authentic you. Very important.
Thank you.
Well, Sandra already mentioned, because we're going towards the end of our meeting, already mentioned that there are several things, or actually 2 things that we are going to launch in a couple of weeks' time. So we will be working in the holiday season. There will, what we say, that one of our pillars is to embrace change and transform change into new opportunities. And that is something that is very important. We need new opportunities, new business challenges, new startups. We want new projects. We really want to work together on all new things. And what we have been doing, and I loved Jodi's talk about the circles. What we did after the global kickoff was just bring these challenges into our part-up, our global platform, and then we said, well, just do it, ladies. It's yours. But then nothing is going to happen. So we changed the way that we are going to do it. There is a lot of challenges that we will be facing and are already facing. It will be challenges on education, on health, on work balance, on well, there's all kinds of things. And what we will be doing, that we will be defining a challenge, and there will be mastermind groups that will be working 4 weeks according to a strict structure. There's the structure again. I will be writing it. So we will be taking this group by the hand with a good mentor, and women and men are welcome. They will be working 4 weeks in a row. And so there are certain conditions, or whether they can or cannot participate on this challenge. And at the end of the challenge, there is this point of, they will go through, or there will be other challenges, or they will, whatever they decide to do. But after those 4 weeks, they decide, okay, this is the next step, and then we'll continue. So we will be working in these mastermind groups. We will be using platform as our global platform where they can find each other. They will be working in teams that they can share documents and things like that. So we're working right now on 3 different challenges that we will be launching in the beginning of January. So fasten your seatbelt, it's going to happen. And why also are we going to put a lot of emphasis on these mastermind group and these challenges is because if we talk to other organizations, and especially also the organizations with money, they really emphasis on where we are different is that we will be creating new things. We will be creating, and these startups, that is really something that is really of their interest, and they're really interested to work together with us and even, provide the money to start these businesses. So it's really exciting what is happening there. So that will be launched in the next couple of weeks. And Bonnie wrote me this message today. I always feel when I see your social media that you're always on a holiday. I'm actually never on a holiday. So it's this smoke screen. The other thing that has already been mentioned, and I love to say a couple of more words about it, this global event. In the end of March and the beginning of April, there will be a global event. And it's not yet all, we don't have the details yet, but it's going to happen. There will be an event where each and every area will be involved. So it will be the ambassadors and especially the wave makers getting a group of women together in their area, organizing a good speaker, and we will be online traveling the world from one area to another. So in one area, maybe in Afghanistan, there will be 25 women together and they have a good speaker. And in South Africa, there will maybe have 200 women together. Tebello, that's a challenge. And have a good speaker. In Kenya, in Zimbabwe. And so we will travel the whole world. And that will be in, I think, 24 hours. So I know, for instance, what Bonnie, you said, what might be too early. If you have a nice group of women of 5 and do a luncheon and one of the women is a speaker, that's what it is. But the speaker will be, you will share her with all the other groups that will be there on this day. So it will be maybe midnight, midday, early morning, late evening. No idea. Everything will be live streamed, so that will really be something that we will have a team. We will communicate it ASAP. But anyone who wants to join in and help us set up this global event, that would really be great. So those were the 2 things that I wanted to share. And then there's one more lady who really couldn't make it today, but really wants to share something. It's our ambassador, Janneke. And wait, I have to share my screen, otherwise you cannot see her. Share screen. And there is Janneke. And she will introduce herself.
Dear women of the female wave of change, my name is Janneke Nijboer, and I'm an ambassador in the Netherlands. And in daily life, I'm a minister of the Protestant Church. This wave of change began by dreaming. That is how was started. A few women started dreaming about a better world, a place where women could share their knowledge and their wisdom and support each other worldwide. I think dreaming is something you should cherish, because on our way in our lives, we have to struggle through many, many things. And we have to try and hold on to hope. And that's where dreaming comes in. I think a dream is not an escape from reality, but it's the imagination that will be started. And I would like to wish us all more and more dreams about a better world, a more just world, a world in which we can connect easy and we help each other. Well, that's my wish for the coming year. Don't forget to dream, and dream big. It can be possible.
Well, I think it is possible. As far as Female Wave of Change is concerned, we are going to make things big. We are going to, we're not only dreaming anymore, we're, wait, I have to stop sharing my screen. Oh, where is this? Yeah, we're not going to dream anymore. We are doing it. And during one of, well, several of my conversations, I was talking to Bonnie in the beginning especially, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? And what are we going to do? And she said, don't worry, you're already doing it. And this is what we are doing. You know, after almost 1 year of Female Wave of Change, I think that we can be very proud of what we've accomplished so far, but I cannot wait to see what will happen in the next year. So I want to finish off. I really want to thank you all for this very special evening. Everything is recorded, so it will be online. I have all these messages of people telling me that meetings are way too long and things like that. No problem, they can watch it afterwards, but it was so nice to have you online and hear you speak. And you know, I hope you all have a very nice holiday season, and we'll see you again in 2018. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.